This is the terrifying story of the night MrBeast filmed a horror challenge that went way too far. The plan was simple: travel to one of the most haunted places in the US and shoot a spooky, high-stakes challenge video with his close friends. But what started as just another fun, over-the-top MrBeast idea quickly spiraled into something no one could have imagined. MrBeast wanted this to be the most intense horror challenge he had ever filmed. So, naturally, he searched for the scariest location he could possibly find. A place that didn't just look haunted, but felt like a ghost family actually lived there. After hours of digging online, he finally found it. One of the most dangerous, bone-chilling haunted houses in America. It was perfect. But what Jimmy didn't realize was that this wasn't just another video. It was about to become his worst nightmare. May 20th, 2025. It was around 9 p.m. when MrBeast and his crew jumped into a van and hit the road. The whole gang was there. The cameramen, production team, close friends, everyone hyped for this spooky shoot. By the time it hit 1 a.m., the energy started to dip. After all, they had been on the road for hours. Laughter turned to yawns, and one by one, they dozed off in the van. But then, boom! A loud explosion shook the whole vehicle. Jimmy shut up. What the heck was that? Did something blow up? The driver, trying to stay calm, replied, "Relax, there's just a flat. Rear tire blew out." Jimmy, "Okay, and how exactly are we getting there now?" Driver, "Don't worry, sir. I've got a spare. I'll change it right now." Still half asleep, and now a little rattled, Jimmy sat back, thinking. First time filming a horror video this far from home. And this happens? Off to a great start. Within 15 minutes, the tire was changed and they were back on the road. They finally arrived at the haunted location around 8 a.m. the next morning. Everyone looked exhausted. Jimmy turned to the team. "Guys, we've been driving all night. Let's get some rest. We'll only shoot after dark anyway. Sleep for a few hours. We'll regroup in the evening." Everyone agreed and headed to their rooms. 10 p.m. The crew was up, prepping gear, setting up lights and cracking jokes, trying to shake off the nerves. MrBeast started rolling the camera. Part 1, nailed it. Part 2, super fun. Part 3, done. They were just about to begin Part 4 when suddenly, a scream. A real one. Everyone froze. The kind of scream that doesn't sound like acting. It was Nolan. Panic set in. This wasn't part of the video. Something was wrong. They rushed toward the sound, which was coming from the back of the building. This creepy old bungalow that already gave everyone the chills. There, lying on the ground, was Nolan, unconscious. They picked him up and ran inside, gave him water, tried to wake him up, and just when things started to calm down, another team member collapsed. Jimmy was like, "What is going on tonight?" They laid him down in a separate room, gave him water too, and told him to rest. At this point, even Jimmy, who's done all kinds of crazy stunts, was genuinely freaked out. He made a call. "We're done filming for tonight. Everyone, go rest. We'll figure this out tomorrow." The next morning, Jimmy gathered the two guys and asked what happened. Nolan, still visibly shaken, said, "During the shoot, I went to the kitchen for some water. While I was drinking, I heard the crying, like a woman crying from the back of the kitchen. It got louder, and I don't know why, but I walked toward the sound. The moment I stepped outside, silence. Complete silence. I took a few more steps. And that's when I saw her. A woman, sitting in a tree. Her face was torn, her head was bleeding, and her feet, they were facing backward. She stared at me, and then started climbing down toward me. I screamed, and everything went black. Jimmy sat there, stunned. He turned to the other guy. "What about you? What did you see?" The guy nodded slowly. "I saw her too. When you were helping Nolan to bed, I saw a woman sitting next to him on the bed. She was just staring at him. Then she turned and stared straight at me, and that's the last thing I remember." That was it. Jimmy had made up his mind. "We're done. This video is over. I don't care how viral it could be. It's not worth it." He told the crew, "Whatever this place is, we're not safe here. Everyone pack your stuff. We're leaving first thing in the morning. Be ready by 9 a.m. The team fully agreed. They were done. Everyone went to their rooms and started packing up. By 1 a.m., the whole house was quiet. Everyone was asleep. But what they didn't know was that this night would be the scariest of them all. Last time, MrBeast and his team decided to end the shoot and leave after multiple crew members saw a terrifying woman, bleeding, staring, with her feet turned backward. They were all shaken. Jimmy called it quits and told everyone to be ready to leave by 9 a.m. the next day. But that night was far from over. 1:30 a.m. The house was still. Everyone was asleep, or at least trying to be. Chris, one of Jimmy's close friends, suddenly woke up to a weird sound. Tick, tick, tick. He looked around. Nothing. Then, bang! The bathroom door in his room slammed shut, hard. He jumped out of bed, his heart racing. "Maybe it's the wind," he whispered to himself, but the windows were shut. There was no breeze. He slowly walked toward the bathroom. The light was off. He reached for the switch, and then a whisper. "Don't." Chris froze. He flicked the light on. Empty. But as he turned to leave, the mirror shattered right in front of him. Down the hallway, Jimmy was wide awake now. He'd heard the bang. He grabbed his flashlight and headed toward Chris's room. As he walked down the hallway, the temperature dropped fast. His breath was suddenly visible in the beam of his flashlight. He whispered, "Hello? Anyone awake?" No answer. Then suddenly, footsteps behind him. He turned. No one there. He kept walking. But now, the footsteps were ahead of him. And then, he heard it, crying. That same eerie cry Nolan mentioned. Jimmy reached Chris's room and found the door wide open. Chris was standing in the corner, shaking. "Chris, you okay?" Chris turned around slowly, eyes wide, pale as a ghost. "She's here. Jimmy, she's here." Meanwhile, back in another room, one of the camera guys was reviewing footage from the shoot earlier that night. But something strange caught his eye. In the background of one clip, just for a second, there was a woman, not part of the crew, not an actor, standing in the shadows, watching. He paused the frame, zoomed in, and then the lights in his room flickered and went out. His laptop screen stayed on. The woman in the frame, she was now looking straight into the camera. He slammed the laptop shut and ran. 5:30 a.m. Jimmy had gathered as many people as he could in the living room. Some still hadn't come out of their rooms. Phones weren't working. Signals were dead. Everyone was on edge. Then the front door creaked open by itself. Outside, a woman stood, Same torn face, same bleeding head, same backward feet. But this time, she wasn't alone. Behind her were dozens of shadowy figures, standing still, staring. Jimmy whispered, "This isn't a haunted house. This is a trap. Heed and wait. Run! Everybody out!" They bolted. Some jumped out of windows. Some pushed through back doors. Anything to escape. They ran through the woods, through the cold, through the dark, not once looking back. 9 a.m. As daylight broke, they reached their van. Everyone made it, exhausted, breathing hard, shaken, but safe. Jimmy didn't say a word. He got in the van, shut the door, and they drove off. They never uploaded that video, never returned to that house, never spoke publicly about what happened. MrBeast has spent millions on crazy videos, but that night he realized some things are too dangerous to film.